Hi, I'm Allie. This is a beginner mat class. Please always honor your body, and if anything's not working for you, pause and you can continue on when you feel ready. Let's meet in the center of the mat. Pilates is about alignment, centering the body, feeling the entire body. If when you go to put your head down, it is really hard to tuck the chin and keep length in the neck, I like to check in with a fist. A fist under the chin is about right. If that's challenging, place a block, a pillow, something under the back of your head to keep that length in the neck and the back and the front, and then look side to side a few times. It can be a really tiny motion, feeling for the center spot in the back of the head. And then arriving when you feel the head's in the center, taking some breaths to arrive into the body, feeling the lungs expand, and exhaling the air out. Every exhale is an opportunity to connect to that deep, deep layer of abs, the transverse. It wraps all the way around the trunk. It's not just the front, it's also the sides, the back of the body. And every exhale, you can feel that core sitting, that 360 degrees of tension. Option to place the hands on the hip bones. If you watch my videos, you know I like to tap the abs, feel the hip bones. It's all about feeling the body here. Taking those hip bones, letting them tip away to create a little arch in the low back. I can stick my hands under there, and then gently pressing the low back into the mat, tucking and tilting. Noticing it's really small. I'm not tucking enough that my butt lifts. As I start to tuck, I want to think about getting longer from the hip bones to the rib cage. Avoiding over tucking where the torso gets really short or that sacrum bone starts to lift. We want a nice, heavy sacrum bone, that bone right before the butt cheeks start, pressing that into the mat. Keeping the pelvis pressing. Keep using that exhale. Here's a good time to tap those abs. With the exhale, you want to feel some nice, even pressure. Good. Now to challenge the abs a little bit, we're going to play light feet, heavy seat. So I'm going to make my feet really light and that tension goes into my abs. You can also lift your head and look and make sure no doming. It's all even the best you can. Tap it. It's working. Good. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, you can lift the feet a few times, tap them back down. Lift the feet, and then try and lift the feet. If you're watching, my feet are barely lifting. And then the idea is I'm going to keep the feet down, but make the feet really light, and that's putting tension all throughout the abs. Now you can keep the feet light. If that's a lot to think about as we add on for today, it's okay. Let that go. And breathing to lift the head. Hands press into the head presses into the hands. Hands press into the head presses into the hands. That's creating tension. As we start to lift, it's not just the neck. The head presses back, and that's how we get the abs to lift the head. So inhale, takes the head back down. Exhale, floats the head up. Inhale, and exhale. And that's the breathing crunch. If that's going well, option to take the legs into tabletop. and press that sacrum bone down into the earth. If this is really hard, you have a big arch in your back, take a towel, take something to place under that you can really focus on keeping that engagement. Remember not to over tuck. There's length. If you want to take your hands and put them on your hip bones and lengthen the trunk, just this tiny movement, and I'm already feeling the ab shakes here. 2 more. Use that exhale. If at any point you notice doming, right, more lift in the middle, you can lower the feet back down. Use your tapping. Excellent. Moving on to the 100. It can be done with the feet down, right like this, when we add on pumping. Option 2, lift the legs into tabletop. Curl chin to chest. Remember that fist under the chin. Reach the arms out above the level of the hips. Inhale, pump for 5. Exhale, pump for 5. If this is going well and you want to extend the legs up, you can extend the legs up. You can lower the legs as low as you can maintain that pelvis pressing into the mat. About 3 more cycles here. Pumping from the upper arm, where the upper arm becomes the armpit. And then exhale all the air out, hug the legs in. Rocking your body up to a seat for the half roll back. Feeling for the sits bones, the bony part of the pelvis. The spine is lifting up into a capital C. A capital C that wants to be an I. So really lengthening up. If the hips are pinchy here, walk the feet further out. Option to even pop those toes up to the ceiling. This is going to give me more space at my pelvis. Feet down, feet up. Curling here. Thinking about keeping the legs still. So the legs are not creating the movement. It's the pelvis and the abs starting to go back and up. You can leave the hands behind the thighs. Trying to be really light on the hands so you can lead from that pelvis. Just like I'm doing with my hand on my sacrum and my hand on under my belly button, you can try and feel that as well. This is a really tiny movement. And then option to reach out the arms. Option to make it a little bit deeper. Trying to go where you can maintain that ab connection. Oop, hiccup. Inhaling, make sure you're breathing. Exhaling. And we will go bone by bone as slow as you can from the low back all the way to the spine, down onto the mat for a full roll up. Testing it out. This may not work if you're trying for the first time. It's fine. This is a hard, challenging exercise. You can leave your legs bent for the first one. If you know where we're going and you want to straighten out the legs, straighten out the legs. Inhale, you start the lift. Exhale, curling in and up. Rounding forward. And then lowering bone by bone. Option to try the legs straight together. The inhale starts the lift, head lifts first, and then trying not to lead from the head, leading from the scooping of the abs in and up. If this is not working, go back for a few rounds of the half roll back. One more. Inhale starts the lift. Exhale. Scooping the abs in and up. So over time, the goal is keep those legs still, moving the pelvis. My legs have never stayed still once in my life though. I'm thinking about reaching them out. We do the best we can. This is a practice. And then staying down, look side to side for the center spot. Remember your block if you want your block. I want my block. Pulling in one leg. Pulling in the leg and pushing the leg away. This way we're keeping our trunk really long. Not pulling in so much that I lose space between the hip and the shoulder. The opposite leg can be bent if that helps you stabilize the pelvis and press the pelvis down. So straight leg, bent leg, making a choice. Hold behind the back of the thigh, point the ankle, point the toes, extend the leg up, and then flex. Point the foot up, flex. Doing this a few times to warm up the back of the thigh. I'm not going as extended as I possibly can because I'm focused on the upper thigh. It's about the upper thigh staying straight, which means you can stay bent for these circles where the knee's over the hip. If you can straighten the leg and keep the knee over the hip, go for it. Press the arms down. Circle the leg in, across, around, keeping the leg on the ground anchored, whether it's bent or straight, trying not to move the other leg. 2. And then reversing. Starting really small, like you're drawing a circle on the ceiling. Your upper thigh is the marker. 2. Really long through the hips. From the hips to the ribs, get longer. 2 more. And really breathing into the back of the rib cage. Bend that knee. Switching legs. Really breathing into the back of the rib cage to create some space. Often when we're starting, the ribs really splay out. I know I had splayed ribs for probably a year and a half before the practice really took its mark. So really breathing into the back of the rib cage. Yes, it really did take a year and a half for my ribs to stop flaring. Hold behind the back of the thigh, point the foot, extend, flex, bend. Lifting and lengthening. Such a great option if you do have a camera at home to film yourself doing some of the exercises because you can see so much more. This is a feeling practice, feeling the body. However, I've learned so much through video. Holding that leg, remember it can be bent. It's that upper thigh that we're working. If you can straighten it, something to work towards, pointing the ankle, circling in, around, and up. And maybe you are already flexible, and with Pilates, we're working on control, strength and control. And if you're strong and controlled, working on flexibility, lengthening the leg, and then reverse it for 5, 4, leg on the mat, strong and connected, 3, 2, 1, bend the knee, extend out. You can properly roll up or hug the legs in and rock your body up for rolling like a ball. Make sure you have plenty of room behind you. No props in the way. Hands behind the thigh. Heels glue together, toes apart. Starting to play with lifting the feet up. Lifting, maybe tapping back down. This is a great place to start. Remember that spine, it's in a lifted capital C shape, and your fist can fit right under your chin. A little tuck of the chin, long neck, and then trying to maintain all of that. It's a lot of work. If you feel confident rolling back to the tips of your shoulder blade, try out your roll. You're pulling the legs in and pushing the legs away. Pulling the legs in, pushing the legs away. About 3 more, trying to hit every bone in the spine. 2. Breathing. And then meeting on the back, you can take a slow roll back into the center of the mat. Look side to side. Option for the block again. At any point, if lifting the head doesn't work for you, ditch it. Put your head down on the block. You can work the abs that way as well. Bending both knees in for single leg stretch. As you pull the legs in, that sacrum bone reaches away. So I'm avoiding pulling my butt up off of the mat, getting as long from the sacrum to the back of the rib cage as I can, breathing into the back of the rib cage. That way, hands on ribs maybe, trying to create space in the back of the rib cage. Option to curl chin to your chest. Fist could fit under the chin. Option to leave the head down. Pulling one leg in, reaching the other leg high to start. It can start to go lower if you can maintain the pelvis right where it is. Breathing. And use your breath to switch. So 1 breath, inhale, exhale, switch, inhale, exhale, switch. No need to curl up higher than the tips of the shoulder blade. We're maintaining length in the torso. So just to the tips of the shoulder blades, get really long. Remember to push, pull on the leg. Push, pull. Push, pull. If this is irritating your knee, open that knee angle. Hold behind the thighs. Here's a great way to keep practicing and respecting and honoring your beautiful knees. Let's do 1 more. Inhaling, exhaling, hugging the legs in, lowering the head down. Look side to side. We look side to side a lot, so try and reverse directions. If you always go one way, start going the other way. Curling, chin to chest, back up. Tight ball. Remember, if knees, open that knee angle. Knees feel fine, close that knee angle. Get tight, tight, tight. On the inhale, legs go high forward, arms go high backward. Exhale in. If you can maintain that trunk stability, feel free to open your shape up and exhale. Remember, if your low back really starts to arch up, make that shape higher as you inhale. Exhale, tighten. Or stick your towel under your sacrum. 3 more. 2. Last one. Really like the towel there, actually. Big scissors. Option to keep the knees bent. Option to straighten the legs, lifting chin to chest. Fist can fit under chin. Both legs straight, straightish, doesn't matter. It's about those upper thighs. Pull, pull, scissor switch, keeping length in the trunk. Pull, pull, scissor switch, holding above or below the knee. Pull, pull, switch, pull, pull. Using the exhale, gazing at the abs, where you can see that your corset is even, 360 degrees of even tension. Last 3, 2. Get long through the spine as the abs scoop in and up. And then hug the legs in, look side to side, rock up or roll up. The roll-up becomes an option for every transition as you continue to practice. Spine stretch forward. Again, find those sits bones, the boniest part of the pelvis, so that the sacrum is more or less straight up. You can extend the legs out straight or keep them bent. If you go to straighten the legs and the pelvis sinks, bend. Bend. It's all about the spine here. Breathe into the back of the rib cage. Reach those arms out. Inhale, lengthen through the whole spine. Imagine your spine's on a wall. You're going to peel off chin to chest, upper back, middle back, lower back. Inhale, start to stack up the imaginary wall bone by bone, taking your time. Get really long. Inhale, lift. As you round and peel off the imaginary wall, the low back pulls back. The low back sacrum never leaves the imaginary wall. Inhaling up. That sacrum is glued onto that imaginary wall, pulling back, that oppositional pulling. One more. And exhaling. And then zip the legs, slow roll back. Reaching the legs out, trying to keep the legs still. Into the center of the mat. Corkscrew. Option for your towel under your back. Diamond legs. You can do this straight. I'm going to do diamond legs. Diamond legs helps keep that sacrum anchored down. Maybe look at the abs, check in 360 degrees. You can always tap them. Wake up. Press the arms into the mat, the back of the ribs, circling to the right, circling to the left, really gluing those heels together. You can draw the circle a tiny bit bigger, doesn't need to be very big. Get long through the spine. One more to the right, one more to the left. Bend the knees in, hug them, rock up or roll up. For saw. Just like spine stretch forward, wide on the legs, option to bend the knees. Arms go out wide, keep them in your peripheral vision. Chin on your pedestal. Twisting. Opposite pinky finger towards pinky toe. Really lengthening the whole spine. And then back through center. Really keeping the legs stable. Check in with that opposite leg. Try and keep that opposite leg from moving. Inhaling back tall. Exhaling, sawing off, getting really long in all directions. Continuing as you pulse for 3, 2, 1. One more set. 3, 2, 1. Last one. 3, 2, 1. And slow as you can go back. Onto your stomach for swan prep. Anything in the low back tightness, keep the legs open, hip width. You can choose to zip the legs together over time. Choose what works best for your low back and your pelvis. Same thing as we did on our back. Let's tuck and tilt the pelvis a few times. So feeling the hip bones press into the mat. The hip bones go away from the mat. Make this small. And then keep the pelvis pressing into the mat. Pressing as evenly as you can from the hip bones to the pubic bone so that they're all equally reaching towards the mat. Head stays on your hands like it's a pillow. You do not have to lift. You can start to imagine your head, neck, and shoulders lifting with your hands. Maybe they do lift. Maybe you just start to fire up your spine muscles. Keep the pelvis really heavy. Keep the pelvis heavy as you lengthen the spine to lift, lengthen the spine to lower. Lengthen the spine to lift, lengthen to lower. Get really long through the spine here. 2 more. And then press back into a round back, child's pose. You can even place the top of your head on the mat if that feels okay. Not putting too much pressure onto the head, just really rounding the spine. And flipping back over onto your back for some bridging. Checking that the feet are side by side, so maybe touch the feet together, feel them lined up, and then open them hip width. Look side to side, right in the center spot at the back of the head. Take your hands up to the ceiling. All 10 fingers reach up as the arms press back. This is keeping the shoulders wide. Option 2, plant the hands. If that changes the shoulders, they really round up, then keep the fingers up to the ceiling. Without moving the feet, keep the feet exactly where they are. Start to drag the heels in towards the butt, just enough to feel some sensation at the back of your thighs. That way the thighs are ready to go. Let your butt tuck, subtle tuck, very subtle, to lift from your butt muscles. Find your 360 degrees of core sitting. And then slowly lower back down from the upper back, the middle back, going as slow as you can to get really long through the whole spine. And then again, maybe if you need to adjust your feet, I want my feet in a tiny bit. Inhaling up. Hold. Pause here. Check in. Connect to your inner thighs. They're not touching, but they're actively pressing together. And then lowering back down, lengthening the spine. If you're having a hard time feeling your butt here, option to go onto your heels. Feel the heels even through the inner and outer edge. Feel like you're trying to pull the heels together and spread the heels apart. So I'm pulling the heels together and engaging the outer ankle muscles, lifting the hips up, and then slowly going back down. Let's do one more of those. So strongly flexing the feet. Getting really long on the way down. And lie on your side body. Side kick series. Shoulders line up, hips line up, legs forward on the angle. You can lay on your head, pop your head up, whatever works best for your neck. Your gaze is straight ahead. Now, trying to pull the low abs up away from the floor. So if the back's arching, I'm going to turn around so you can see my back. This is going to be near impossible, right? We do not want the arch there. You want to pull in, long spine, and that's where you start your side kicks from. Think like a diver position, a hollow body. Other hand, top hand in front of the chest, about 6 inches for stability. Hover that top leg. Start small with a flexed foot, kick forward, kick, kick, point, lengthen back. The goal is to keep the trunk still. Slicing forward, kick, kick, point, reaching back, keeping the hips stacked, the shoulders stacked, the abs pulling in and up. 2 more. Controlling the movement. And then lining up the thighs, tiny turnout, point the ankle. You can start really small. We want to recruit from the muscles closest to the spine. So that glute muscle, lifting up for 3, 2, 1. Flex the foot, lower for 1. Point the leg up, 3, 2, 1. Flex slower. Option to go higher if it's coming from those glute muscles. 1. And then little tiny circles, thigh to thigh, heel to heel. 3, 2, reverse it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And onto the stomach for some heel beats. Find that pelvic position where you're pressing the pelvis into the mat, staying really long through the whole spine. Floating the legs up, heels glue together, and then open and close the heels. World's tiniest little beats. As soon as the heels open, close them again. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And switch sides. I'm going to turn around to face. Get really long. Remember that hollowing of the body, lengthening of the hips away from the rib cage, gazing straight ahead, float that leg up, flex the foot, kick it forward, kick, kick, point, lengthen, going only as big as you can keep the trunk really long. For 3, 2, 1. Tiny turnout as the thighs line up. If you love turnout, you're a dancer or something, maybe don't turn out as much. Point that ankle, lift up, 3, 2, 1. Flex and reach the leg. Point and lift, 3, 2, 1. Flex and lower. Point and lift, 3, 2, 1. Flex and lower. Let the butt and the abs work together to lift. 1. Point the top foot, little circles, thigh to thigh, heel to heel. Make them small, touching. Right where the thigh becomes the pelvis is the power. And then reverse it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back onto your stomach, press into a round back pose. Breathe into the backs of the rib cage, the sides of the rib cage. And the beginner workout is complete. Thank you for following along. There are some videos that start to layer in new exercises, so if this felt easy, feel free to try the other exercises. Remember, this is a practice. Every day is a new day. I meet my body where it's at, and I really encourage you to do the same. The foundation is amazing. Working these foundational movements with slow, precise movements, focusing on the breathing. I really attribute my ab strength to breathing. It's the breathing. The more you can consciously breathe throughout the day, really expanding the back of the ribs, the side of the ribs, it will help with every other movement practice that you have. I love learning fun tricks, doing hard things, but I really feel passionate about that coming from my breath practice, breathing through every single exercise. So please keep doing the basics, keep coming back. I want to keep providing these videos. This is really fun for me. Thanks for joining. I hope to see you again.